Hi traders, John Howell here, and in today's video I'm going to talk to you about how with the gold and silver meltdown video that I did yesterday, I want to give you a bit of an update to that, and I really want to explain something that that I'm not sure most people don't focus on this one thing when it comes to trading in general. And I really want to break this down for you when it comes to probability in trading these markets. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. So traders, let's get straight into it now. One thing that I was talking about in yesterday's video where I talked about the gold and silver meltdown, and we're actually having a bit of a fall off the cliff right now on the short-term basis on gold. So right now we're looking at gold. Okay, we're looking at the gold chart, and if I bring up my good old candlestick chart, where are you, candlestick? This one right here. All right, so we have the good old candlestick chart, and you know, if I take everything off the screen, we can see basically from the last sort of couple of days we've gone down, bit of a bear flag, and down again, and down and down, 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 down. Right, we've continued on the downward move. So this is on the daily charts. So we're focusing on this, and you know, we're focusing on what's going on here on the daily chart. So if you're a trader of these markets, this is obviously for you. Okay, so trade the markets. If you're an investor, you don't care about these swings because that's what gold does, or any market does, right? They go through these swings and they go for a pullback. They go through a swing, right? And that is swing, 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 swing. Okay? So that's what the market loves to do. It loves to swing and swing and swing and swing and swing. So one of the most important things, especially if you're trading the markets, or if you're an investor of these markets, you shouldn't be worried about this here, right? You should have a 2025 view. So forget about what's happening here right now and just let it go, right? That's what happens with all these markets. Just let it go. If you have a long-term view, that is, or a long-term investing view, you shouldn't be worried about that. You should say, you know what? I'm going to come back in 2025 and see what's going on. That's your view. But if you're a trader of these markets, okay, you're trading these markets. One of the biggest things that most people forget is that you have the daily charts, okay? And you've heard before, right? You've heard the whole analogy, the trend is your friend until the end, right? We know that. You know, where's the trend? You go, don't trade against the trend, which is true. If we're looking for probabilities of trades, because that's all it is, right? Trading is all about probabilities of having a good trade. There's no certainties you know, in having a trade, but we can increase our probabilities. And so we need to use some really good, powerful tools behind us to give us a probability that, you know, maybe we're going to get into a good trade here and it's going to be a profitable trade. Or maybe we're going to buy something that's going to help us within a long-term investing position. We're going to be buying on a good dip in a big bull market. Now that's that last bit there, I really want to focus on there. And so a lot of people, when they're trying to invest in the markets, firstly, they do the complete opposite, right? So what do most people do? Most people wait for the market to go up, just like gold did here. They wait for the market to go up, then say, okay, now it's time to invest. When's the perfect time to invest? As the market's gone through a bit of a pullback. So you can see the market has a bit of a pullback here, and then we go through a bit of a pullback through here. So we can see that on a pullback, the pullback is the most important part to an investing position. All right, which means you're not trying to pick the bottom. There is no trying to pick bottoms or tops or anything like that. It's all this is a matter of just trying to wait for a good big dip. Okay, so one of the big things that I see a lot of people make, and this is a mistake that I made so long, but it's really helped me now in determining the forest from the trees. See, so many people, what do? They look at the daily chart. See this here? They look, oh look, there's a red candle here, and there's a red candle here, and a green candle here, and a red candle here, and a green candle here, and so on and so forth. We can see this through here. But the most important thing to you as a trader, if you're looking for probability of having a successful trading career too, is never trade against the master time frame. So if you're trading the daily charts, the master time frame is the weekly charts. So it's always important to, not only when you're looking at the weekly charts, because most people don't look at weekly charts. And this is a big, 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 big mistake that I made for so long that stopped me. Because, and have you ever been in a situation where, maybe people are starting to go short gold right now? There's probably a high probability that's going to be a very losing position. Again, there's no certainty in the markets. We're talking about probabilities here. Make sense? What is the probability that I can use right now to start to really increase my odds of doing really well in the markets? And so when we are talking about this and when we're looking at this, it's so important to use the master time frame to gauge where is that trend. And so looking at that, right, we have this pullback through here, nice big pullback through here of what's going on the weekly chart. But the most important thing is to squeeze your weekly chart up, to have maybe 2 or 3 years worth of data on there to see, okay, now we start to incorporate the trend is your friend until the end. Because so many people in the last 2 years have said exactly what they're saying with gold right now. That's it. The dup's in with gold. It's all over. And gold's done this, was that 3 times in the past couple of years. I was long all that time because the weekly charts weren't turning around yet. We weren't really creating any significant point. We were just going through a nice, healthy swings in the markets. But unfortunately, when we go through a daily chart, right, this daily chart, what we're seeing here since August is a bit of a down move. But if you go to the weekly charts and you really squeeze your weekly charts up, you can see, look at this here. All this is that the market's gone up, and then guess what? Then we just had a pullback. Now this pullback here lasted about 3 months, and then we went for another run again. And then guess what? We had another pullback, but this lasted about 3 or 4 months. 3 or 4 months once again, right? And then guess what? Then we went for another run. And then we had a bit of a flash crash, right, to the downside, and then we went for another run to the upside like that. And because this move is so much more greater than these other moves, guess what? Now what are we getting now? We're just getting a pullback. But notice this here. Higher low, equal low. It's a massive high probability we're going to be creating a higher low here. So in yesterday's video and the videos I've been doing, please remember this when you're analyzing silver and gold. The worst thing you can do is get so emotionally wrapped up about what's happening in this week and this day. But to take the forest from the trees, to remove all that emotion that's going on right now, is something that's really, 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 really dangerous, and really it's not good for your trading. And also, when you start to analyze the weekly charts and you start to look for really high probability, this is also going to give you the best chance of jumping on long-term trends. Why? Because you're going with that overall long-term trend. Now, there's no guarantees that this is going to hold here. We could end up continuing down like that. All right, we just never know. But for us to give us the best probability of doing really well in the markets, we need to keep an eye on the weekly charts. Yes, we're getting a bit of a meltdown right now when it comes to silver and gold. But it's important to keep an eye on this weekly chart. And this weekly chart, once again, guess what all this is? It's just exactly what gold does. It's, we went through actually a really big move here in gold. We went for basically a bull run for about 4 to 5 months. And now we actually, guess what? We're just having another pullback now, 3 to 4 months, and we're getting a bit of a pullback. There's a massive probability, guys, that when we're looking at these patterns here and all this sort of stuff and what's going on, there's a high probability we're going to start to incorporate and maybe even, start to see some support and resistance lines just like this line through here. Maybe, I don't know. Start to come into effect real soon. We may have some more downside on the short term here to here before we start to get the bounce. I don't know. But please don't be fighting against this here. Please don't be thinking the top's in, because it's just not the case. Hey traders, John Howell here. Thanks for watching my video. For a limited time only, I am giving away free access to my brand new trading course. I've put all my most powerful systems, strategies, and trading techniques that I've learned over the last 15 years and put it in this course, and I'm giving it away for free for a limited time. See, in this brand new Go to the Markets by the Board trading course, and you can get it when you go to johnsfreegift.com, you're going to learn, firstly, you're going to get access to a brand new training course for 90 minutes, and you're going to learn all the details step by step to my #1 trading system with over a 90% success rate that works on any market and any time frame. You're also going to learn 3 powerful chart reading and trading techniques. You're also going to learn 2 more powerful trading systems, and also you're going to learn 7-figure trading secrets, mindset techniques, and so much more. There's top 13 mistakes you're going to learn, the 10K per month formula, and so much more. No, this is not a get rich quick scheme, but if you are struggling with your trading right now and you need help, then for a limited time, you can get free access to this. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now, or click on the very first thing in the description, because for a limited time, I'm giving away. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now and start getting access to this full complete trading course, plus also the free training with my #1 trading system with over 90% success rate. Go do that right now, and I'll see you on the next page.